Shove it, man!
Alright, the squad. The Hawk's in a bad mood, my dude. I don't mean to be rude, but when I saw today's video, I more than booed. It's Ring of the Hawk Season 3, the show where we watch back a wrestler's short run with a company, and at the end we shove them a final grade to see if they can do the JOB to the HAWK. And today's video is not going to be enjoyable for me. It might even finish me off, because today's competitor is not a wrestler, yet he had more than 10 matches for the WWE, because it's supposed to be entertaining, I guess. Personally, I think it sucks Sonny Saki's ass. Anyway, today's video was a Patreon request by Frosty Rabbit. If you want to make the Hawk talk, sign up today. And of course,
if you know a wrestler who could do the JOB to the HAWK any night, any day, shove their name in the comment section, Jack.
Okay, it's Michael Cole. He looks like a constipated mole. So obviously Michael Cole was not a wrestler, he was an announcer. And by 2010, he was a very annoying one at that. Obviously, WWE like to throw their on-screen characters into matches from time to time. I'd rather they didn't and just dedicated the extra 2 or 3 minutes to something more important. I've already covered Jonathan Coachman, his broadcast partner, and that was painful enough. I've also got to sit through Teddy Long soon. Look, I think we all have to remember these matches did have a very important reason to be taking place. After having to sit down for a couple hours straight, most people need a smoke, a turd, or a spray. So call these matches what you want. Most people will call them a piss break match, because it didn't matter if you missed them. It's not looking good for today's guy. I know this video is going to be brutal, and honestly I'm stalling at this point. The only thing that's going to keep him from not finishing dead last in the Shuvitzone is if he doesn't make me want to smash my computer too badly. High aspirations then with today's video. Let's get into it. Match 1, Raw, tag title match. What? The challengers are Hacksaw, Jim Duggan and Jerry the King Lawler. Wait, no, the match has changed for an anonymous announcement. Hacksaw has been switched out for Michael Cole. There's loud laughs from the audience at this announcement. Michael Cole doesn't seem to be a heel at this point and he reluctantly climbs into the ring. The champions are Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase. What a match we've got here. I'm so hyped for this one. I'm almost as excited as the audience who are in complete silence, by the way. King puts Cole on the ring apron and gives him a lecture. Love how he's still suited up. At least undo the button, Cole, you geek. Anyway, this one's really weird because both the commentators are in this match, so therefore there's no commentary for this match. It feels more like a dark match, but unfortunately it isn't one. Cole is just stood around looking like he's trying to work out if it's a fart or a turd trapped in his pants. The King gets destroyed in there. He's completely exhausted in the corner and then Cole tries to cuddle him to cheer him up. Cody tells the ref that should count as a tag, and it does. King is thrown away so he can't protect Cole. Cody brings Cole into the ring and he's got him by the shirt, but Cole smacks him one. Cole tries another smack, which Cody stops. He punches Cole square in the gut, and there's a big clothesline for Cody for the 3. Jesus Christ, it was definitely a turd in his pants. His nappy looks well and truly filled at this point. Is the whole video going to be like this? Probably. Cole is dazed on the floor, and he's replaced by Mike Adamle on commentary. Sounds like this whole thing was a setup as Mike Adamle was asked to be here in advance. That match was a pile of bird turd, wasn't it? Match 2, WrestleMania 27, 3 years later. Maybe he's had time to improve then, but I doubt it. No DQ match. Michael Cole in a stupid orange outfit. He looks like a damn Satsuma. He has a mic and he talks about how fat Jim Ross is and he brags about taking his job. He says Ross and JR are both overweight, overrated and over the hill. It's a pretty good promo, but why is he droning on for so long at WrestleMania? He's trying to put over the term the coal miners to describe the fans of his, of which he has 0. Cole is eventually accompanied by his friend Jack Swagger, because there aren't enough goons out here tonight apparently. Stone Cold Steve Austin, who is not a goon, is the special referee, and he almost runs over Swagger on his quad bike. I'd bet my entire week's stash of bird food that'll be the highlight of this match. Cole is hiding in a glass box. Are we going to have a match here or not? It's already been 10 minutes. Finally we get to see Cole's opponent, and it's Jerry the King Lawler. The bell finally rings and Cole is still hiding in his fish tank. Lawler beats up Swagger instead for a bit. Cole's now begging to be left alone. He offers a handshake to the King, who pulls his hand through a little hole and keeps pulling Cole's face into the glass whilst he pulls wacky faces. Lawler's climbed into the fish tank now. He bashes Cole into the wall. He looks like a giant cod. It's like the world's smallest cage match. Lawler finally takes him out the tank. He throws Cole into his stupid announcement podium. And we're finally in the ring, but Swagger's woken up and he takes out the King. This leads to Cole's first ever wrestling move. He runs and hits a baseball slide on the King. He doesn't follow it up as Swagger is still attacking the King. Now it's all quiet and slow. Nothing's happening, I just want this to end. Austin does the slowest ring count ever. The crowd are chanting boring. The King's got back in the ring and Cole stands on his leg. Now the human Satsuma stretches his leg across the rope. The crowd chant, "You can't wrestle." Why is this still going on? Now it's Cole with a punt to King's leg. I can't believe this is WrestleMania. Cole tries to do the Swagger splash bomb thing. He can barely get up to the ropes. He eventually does it from the bottom rope. The splash connects. That just seems to wake the King up, who hits a punch to the gut. But Cole slowly zones back in on his leg. End this now. Cole pulls down his strap with happiness. Free the nipple, man. Cole has the ankle lock on the King. King turns over and kicks him away. Michael Cole's exhausted by this point. The King starts stomping a mud hole on him. Swagger tries to throw the towel in. Austin won't accept that and he throws the towel back at Swagger. Stone Cold does the stunner to Swagger. Michael Cole slowly starts to move and he's crying. He suddenly snaps and hits Austin and gets in his face. Austin pushes him into a smack from the King. Why is this still going? Now it's just the King slowly punching Cole for a bit now. A drop kick from the King is the most exciting move of the match. King flies off the middle rope with the diving fist drop. Mercifully, King makes the cover. Oh, you fucking Burger King. He cancels the pin. The King puts on the ankle lock and Cole is frantically tapping. Austin won't ring the bell. After about 10 seconds, he does decide to ring the bell and put Cole out of his misery. JR with the call of the night. It's over. Finally. Swagger carries his little orange man away. One of the worst matches I've ever seen, and it was extremely long. Vince McMahon described it as the worst match he'd ever seen, and Cole lost a tooth in the process of this match. I would put this in my top 10 worst wrestling matches I've ever seen. If I ever have to see this one again, I'll rip off my beak so I can no longer speak.
Ow,
it's in the Shuvitzone. Match 3, Raw, later that same month. What, you mean the officials actually watched Mania and thought what the fans wanted to see was more Michael Cole matches? Did Vince forget his previous comments? Why? We get it, he's a heel, but it's not satisfying watching him get beaten up because it's in slow motion. He's getting beaten up by people who aren't intimidating. For once, I wish the Big Show Ender would turn up on this Ring of the Hawk episode. Anyway, it's Michael Cole with Jack Swagger versus... oh no, Jim Ross with the King. This is going to make the last match look like a masterpiece, isn't it? This is all happening because Cole was recently made a Sir and wanted the peasants to kiss his feet. How wacky. Cole and Swagger are making sumo wrestler jokes. He keeps slapping his belly. Someone in the crowd is loudly chanting boring. Cole runs around in circles like a moron. Oh, now he leaves the ring. Could these segments be any more of a time waster? Cole has JR's cowboy hat. He eventually stamps on it. I wish someone would stamp on me. He finally gets a hold of his straps and he shoves Cole to the ground. This causes a timeout for some ungodly reason. The crowd sound extremely restless. Cole tries a scoop slam, but JR is too fat and he squashes on top of Cole. He smacks him a few times before Cole dumps in his nappy of fear and tries to leave. The King won't let him leave though. Swagger takes the King out. Ross seems to be in the middle of doing something, slopping around, I don't know. But Swagger rushes the ring and the match is thrown out for DQ. I think Cole has lost another tooth. He whips JR with his belt as a punishment. It's like Vince hated his announcers. Why are they constantly put in these situations? Lawler makes the save. I'm done. I can take no more. It's making me angry and people get hurt when the Hawk's angry. Someone's looking to get sliced up today. God, help me. Match 4, Extreme Rules 2011. You've got to be kidding me. Pay-per-view again. Tag team strap match. Swagger and Cole, who is wrapped in bubble wrap. How can a joke like this keep getting pay-per-view time? They of course have to face Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler, the match nobody could ever want to see. Oh great, JR has a broken hand. All these matches seem to be doing is breaking their commentators for real. Then I found out this match is over 7 minutes long. I think I'm going to be sick. Luckily Cole doesn't start, so I can pretend that the diseased badger doesn't exist for a moment. He actually gets in pretty quickly with the King. The King tries strap shots, but the bubble wrap is giving Cole protection. He should just strap him in the face. Well, he doesn't do that, but he does punch it. Lawler takes away Cole's bubble wrap, but Cole escapes the ring and swaggers back in. King ends up tied up to the ropes, which allows Cole to nail a few strap shots. After a while, the King starts dominating, so Cole rushes the ring and hits a strap shot from behind. The King seems to be perhaps aroused by the pain, but he can't do anything because Swagger takes him out from behind. The match kind of trundles along like a turd going down the toilet. The Cole is tagged in against Jim Ross. Ross drags him into the ring. He weakly pushes Cole into the turnbuckles. Not once, not twice, but thrice, and it sure wasn't nice. JR charges at Cole with some sort of shoulder block. Now Jim Ross applies the ankle lock, but Swagger makes the save. Ross hits Swagger in the nutsack. That distraction allows Cole to do the worst looking roll up of all time. That's the 3. The best match so far because it had the least amount of stalling and it was sort of funny. Still terrible though, it's a D. They say Michael Cole is undefeated, but he isn't. He lost 2 matches ago to Jerry the King Lawler. Match 5, Over the Limit 2011. Yet another pay-per-view. Were they actually trying to sabotage their own company at this point? Oh no. Kiss my foot match. Jerry the King Lawler versus Michael Cole. But he's in a suit and he's limping. Wouldn't be surprised if there was yet another injury in that last match. He says he's too injured to compete. He has an infected foot that if he's stuck in Lawler's mouth, he would get foot and mouth disease. So I guess he's a disease badger after all. He should be put down. The ref tears up the doctor's note and rings the bell. Lawler smacks the shit out of him. I'm just relieved they're not stalling. Lawler tears apart his suit. Big dropkick from Lawler sends Cole out of the ring. Out of nowhere, Cole throws Lawler into the ring steps, and again for good measure. Cole reveals his foot. It looks like it's covered in Cajun powder. It's disgusting. Lawler punches him in the gut. And wow, he throws Cole into the fish tank which collapses. He gets a really good pop from the crowd to be fair. Lawler shoves him in the ring and finishes Cole off with the diving fist drop. It's over. Mercifully short, thank God. After the match, Eve hits Cole with a moonsault. Jim Ross squirts barbecue sauce on Cole. Cole refuses to kiss the foot and he heads up the ramp. Great, so now the stalling's happening after the match instead of before. Bret Hart stops him from leaving. Bret, of course, was the man who beat Lawler in a Kiss My Foot match in 1995, so that's why he's here. This is not quite that good. Bret puts the sharpshooter on Cole, and he finally chews on the King's foot. Simply disgusting to Bastion Booger levels. I hate this run with all my heart, and I hate this match. It makes me want to go back to Before I Hatch. Match 6, Raw, singles match. Michael Cole is pretending he's Triple H. He looks ridiculous in that nappy. Vince was definitely just doing this to laugh at his commentators. It's actually pretty funny. He takes on Zack Ryder. Ryder literally beats him in 20 seconds with the Rough Ryder. This is officially Cole's best match now because it was only 20 seconds. And his entrance did entertain the Hawk. It's a D for entertainment value. Match 7, Raw main event tag. Alberto Del Rio with Ricardo Rodriguez teams up with Mole Michael Cole. He takes on Jim Ross and his tag team partner Wiener. The little kids all go nuts. Because we apparently haven't had our fill of Cole and Ross, they start this match. Ross slaps him square in the face which causes him to dump in his nappy and tag in Del Rio. This means we can skip the next part of the match. Yay, thank God. There isn't much to say. Cole takes the occasional cheap shot, but this is pretty much just a singles match. After a very long time, Wiener is winning. Who would have guessed it? Del Rio gets desperate and he tags Cole in. Wiener stalks his prey as Cole begs. Cena shakes his hand, but it's not a happy days because he picks Cole up and nails the F you. He considers making Cole tap out, but instead he tags in Jim Ross. Ross puts the ankle lock on and Cole taps out. Why do we have to keep watching Cole and Ross feud? It makes me sick to my stomach. It's an S. Match 8, Royal Rumble 2012 match. Come on, stop putting Cole on pay-per-view. Having Cole in this match is the biggest waste of a spot in the Rumble of all time. In fact, this Rumble also features Jerry Lawler and Booker T. If Jim Ross was in this Rumble, we'd have the whole commentary team. Cole enters at number 20. He rises up from the commentary test with the crowd loudly booing. He really struggles putting his stupid headpiece on. He's jumping around the ring with happiness and everyone's ignoring him. Then Awesome Kong enters and now he's scared. She smacks him down with a clothesline straight away. Cole climbs out of the ring over the top rope and then Lawler and Booker T drag him out to the floor to eliminate him. A complete waste of time. Why did they even bother S&S? Match 9, Raw main event. No DQ match. John Cena, who has just had a match versus Michael Cole. Cole dumps in his nappy and runs through the crowd. Despite having a 10-second head start, Cena catches him in like a second. He rubs Cole's mouldy hair and brings him back to the ring area. Cole's still trying to run, but it's not working. Now he has a microphone. I hate all this fucking stalling. I never want to have to look at this mold-infested disease badger ever again. I almost fall asleep as he talks forever. He reminds Cena who he is aggressively. This causes Cena to finally say, "Shut up or I'll smack you one, Cole." Cena starts stripping him because I wasn't feeling sick enough already. Cena kicks him in the wiener. Now he shushes the crowd to deliver the big chop. Cena puts him in a sleeper and speaks on the mic. He tells him his match at WrestleMania was a joke and forces him to apologise to Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross. Now he's forced to admit how much he loves JR's barbecue sauce. This is a main event if I needed to remind you. The King provides a bottle of barbecue sauce. And bird turd flies all over my screen as Cole is covered in barbecue sauce. What is this rubbish? Cena now has a fire extinguisher and he sprays Cole off. I think the sauce was meant to be spiced barbecue sauce, but he didn't sell it like it was. Cena tries the FU, but he can't hit that as Lord Tensai interferes and he does a choke bomb. Cole makes a cover. No, it's just a 2. Michael Cole stays on top of Cena for about 10 seconds before Cena wakes up and hits the FU for the 3. FU is exactly how I felt after watching this disgusting match. I have seen some of the most vile wrestling matches of all time in this run. He actually might be involved in more vile stuff than Bastion fucking Booger. I've puked in my beak 3 times at least, and I don't have any baby hawks to feed, so it's a complete waste of time, like all of Michael Cole's matches. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes wrestlers are just destined for the Shuvitzone. Sometimes you just get that feeling in the pit of your ass, and you know it's going to get shoved. I had this feeling about Wes Pisco, Garrett Bischoff, and Bastion Booger, and I was right every time. They should force people with constipation issues to watch these matches. But I guess, when you gotta go, you gotta go. Which leads me on nicely to Match 10 Raw. Final match! Apparently, this match is the result of a fan poll. Fans were simply asked if they wanted to see Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler again. And they apparently did. So this is completely the fault of the WWE fans. You can all punch yourselves in the gut, proceed to go, do not collect £2,000, no bird dance for you, and throw a brick for your nan's window. You all suck, geeks. Michael Cole tries to stall, but Booker won't let him and shoves him back in the ring. Cole pleads for his life, which doesn't work. Wow, an actual wrestling move. The King does the aeroplane spin. Oh, and he pins him off that in 1 minute. Well, thank God for that. It's over. Game over. No. The anonymous Raw GM reverses the decision, and Michael Cole is the fucking winner. We go off the air with some crap about the anonymous GM. Oh great, Hornswoggle's here. You know it's an S whenever you see Hornswoggle. It's revealed that he is the anonymous Raw GM. Seriously, somebody covered this entire episode of Ring of the Hawk in bird turd. There was nothing to like about this entire run apart from laughing at Cole dressed up as Triple H. The only question is, how hard does Michael Cole shove it? And the answer is pretty damn hard. I despise this entire run, and the amount of TV time it wasted too. And I know it's not Michael Cole's fault. He didn't ask to be put in the ring, but Vince had some weird fetish for doing it. But you think Michael Cole could at least do something? One move, one cool spot, something. He had more pay-per-view time than most wrestlers could ever dream of. And to top it all off, he was involved in constant vomit-inducing moments. At least the Bastion Booger run had wrestling in it. This had nothing. Literally nothing. So it's finally happened. I've gone insane and I finally found a Ring of the Hawk competitor that's worse than Bastion Booger. I thought it would never happen, but now it has. And if you don't agree with that, I've changed the colour of your clothes without using Daz.